let's move on to the actual AEW Revolution show, which we will be live on Saturday, right when the show is off air. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit those notifications, that little notification. So when we do go live, you'll get the notification when we go live. And we'll be back on Saturday night recapping Revolution and going over everything else wrestling related news, rumors, SmackDown, NXT, and all that good stuff. But let's continue with Revolution. Revolution has 7 matches currently on the card. Like I've already announced, it was Pac versus Orange Cassidy. The match still scheduled as for now is Nyla Rose taking on Statlander. Darby versus Sammy Guevara. Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes. We got the tag team title match. MJF versus Cody. And Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley for the AEW Championship. Are you ready for these predictions, Dave?
Sure.
All right, let's jump right into it. Let's go with the matches. Probably the least, the matches that people are least probably looking forward to the most. And that would go Jake Hager having his first match in AEW, taking on the Natural Dustin Rhodes. Your thoughts on this match, Dave, and who do you have winning this match?
Probably Jake's going to win it because it would make no sense for Dustin to win. But you never know. He's a Rhodes, so he might win it. Who knows? You never know. But I would think Jake being his first match, they want to establish him as a star unless they just have the end of circle, just lose every match. But yeah, it would make the most sense to have him win the match because it's his first wrestling match with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got to go Hager as well. Dustin doesn't need this win at all for him. I think
he shouldn't win any of his matches. Honestly, he should just be there to get everyone else over.
I hear you on that, but I don't have a problem with Dustin winning matches here every now and then.
But if he wins, doesn't that kind of like hurt Jake coming in there just his first match and he just loses to
that's what I'm saying. Jake will win. I think Jake's gonna win. This is a match to get Jake a win on AEW that won't hurt Dustin whatsoever and does nothing for Dustin to win either. But I do feel that this match is going to be, I think it's going to surprise folks. I think it's going to be better than what we think it's going to be. Bob Ruski says Jake will win in brutal fashion. How do you think this is going to be a long match, or do you think that Jake kind of takes control right off the bat and ends pretty quickly?
I don't think it'll end quick because I think Dustin has something to prove. Because look, I know I'm not really looking forward to it, but I still think this could be a really good match. And this could be a sleeper match that is very underrated and it turns out to be like really good. And people will be surprised, like, man, we'll talk Saturday night, man, that Dustin and Hager match was really surprisingly really good. I think that's what you'll hear a lot of people saying because I think Dustin has something to prove and Jake has something to prove. That he can still go out there and put on a good wrestling match because I don't remember his last wrestling match that was on a big stage.
Ian Dunn makes a good point saying Cobb and Wardlow lost their only matches. Why not Hager? Is it because of who he's facing that it's kind of obvious that Hager won't win? But when it was Wardlow and Cobb, that it wouldn't have made sense for them to win?
It was part of the storylines because it was Cobb lost, and I don't think he should have, but he still lost to Moxley because it was to further along Jericho and Moxley.
And the way that Cobb lost that match was, I don't think it hurts him as much as people want to say it does because he caught him in a roll-up off a suplex. He just caught Cobb slipping. It's not like he hit him with the paradigm shift and did all this stuff to him and beat him. It was more that Cobb got caught slipping and lost. I don't feel like that match. Yes, he lost, and you probably don't want your big-time guys to lose their first matches. But in Cobb's situation, he got caught.
He's not under contract.
And he's not really with AEW as of yet. Wardlow is a different situation where he was put in with Cody in the stipulation match where we kind of figured he was going to win regardless. And the number one thing that they should have done was make Wardlow look like a damn star that he can compete with these guys. At the end of the night, did they do that? That's the big question.
I don't think they did because Wardlow shouldn't be put in that spot he was in like that. Where he's just gonna just put over Cody if he's supposed to be this big monster. Now they've already teased that with him and MJF that MJF has said like, oh, he only talks when I tell him to talk or whatever. Yeah, stuff like that. So they already teased him that when they do that split, and the split's gonna come.
Right.
It's gonna be Wardlow is gonna be made into a big superstar when he turns on MJF or MJF turns on him.
Yeah, it's gonna eventually happen. It's one of those Shawn Michaels Diesel type of things. Eventually, his name is Warlord. Get with the program, says Beast. Oh man, yeah, Dr. Pepper. Yep. Is it just me, or does Jake look pretty slow when he goes at it with Dustin? I don't know if it's just him being so used to MMA or whatever, and he's still adjusting. Either way, I'm looking forward to it though. That's a good. I haven't really noticed, but that's true. You have to imagine that Hager's been in MMA matches for the last couple of years, and that he has to put in his mind that, hey, I can't really hit Dustin, or I'm gonna actually hurt this man. So yeah, that's actually a good point there,
I don't
Chris.
think Dustin's worried about getting hurt by Jake. I just don't. I think Dustin can hold his own.
Okay, all right. Already forgot Wardlow had a match that he hadn't done. Damn, that's not good. Dustin will let him lay it into him hard. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll take some pretty stiff shots. So we both have Jake Hager taking the win on Saturday night.
Yeah, we definitely spent too much time on this, but yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next match, which is Nyla Rose taking on Chris Statlander for the AEW Women's Championship. Remember, Statlander does currently have the flu, so we don't know for sure if this match is still on for Saturday night. Dave, do we see a new women's champion crowned on Saturday night?
No, we do not.
All right. Do you think this will be another good showcase for Nyla Rose as champion?
Probably. I mean, I'm sure she's going to keep it for a little bit because your first champion kept it from like almost a whole 6 months or whatever it was. So, yeah, I think it'll be a good showcase for her taking on another, not as small opponent, but everyone smaller than Nyla Rose. So, yeah, I think she's going to keep it.
Are you looking forward to the match, at least?
Not really.
Wow. Okay. All right. Moving on. I think since his release from the WWE, Richie Vargas says he hasn't been in the ring for a couple of years. But yeah, I'm surprised you're actually. I'm actually surprised you're not. You're not looking forward to this women's match.
Why?
Because I think it's going to be a good one.
I'm looking forward to the commentary when JR's like, "So what is her gimmick again? She's an alien and she's from outer space." I'm looking forward to that. So explain to me what her gimmick is. I mean, like,
so you're basically waiting for Jim Ross to pretty much bury Nyla and Statlander. Is that what you're saying?
You probably will.
Oh, gosh. Nyla wins and the idiots will complain some more, says Ian Dunn. Nyla wins in almost squash fashion, says Regulator. Damn, okay. All right. We'll see what happens there. I'm also going with Nyla. Too early for her to lose the title after she just won it a couple of weeks ago. All right, Dave. Pac versus your boy Orange Cassidy. The match that was made tonight. What is your thoughts on this one and who wins?
Pac better win. And I guess it'll be a good way for Pac to get a win again because he hasn't really had a good... This ain't really going to be a big win, but this should be a pre-show match, honestly. But still,
damn.
Pac should win easily. Unless Orange Cassidy actually wants to show up and actually have a match. But I don't think a guy who just wrestles should be going out there putting on a classic with Pac when Pac's out there killing it every week. The dude just had a 30-minute classic. I mean, it wasn't a classic.
So you're pretty offended by the words by Chuck Taylor saying that Orange Cassidy is actually going to try this match.
Yeah, doesn't that offend like the guys who go out there and bust their ass every night saying, "Oh, he's gonna try this time"?
I think it's more to the point to where it's saying that he's gonna be a different Orange Cassidy than what we usually see. That's I think I think you're taking it out of context. I think it was more that Orange Cassidy is that chill cat. But come Saturday night, we're going to see a different side of Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, he's gonna actually try to put on a wrestling match. To me, that's said by Chucky that all this time you've seen him for, he just doesn't care. I mean, nothing matters. But this time, he's gonna try.
I'm not as offended as you are.
I'm
not as bothered as it bothers you. I'm actually excited for this match because I'm wondering how they're gonna book it. Because you gotta have to think that, as much as you will hate this, you got to think that Orange Cassidy's going to get some offense into the match.
Yeah, he's going to do a couple of his
and I'm curious to see what kind of offense they do in the match with Orange Cassidy. Is it going to be the playful kicks? Is it going to be an actual dive? Or is he going to actually go out there and perform like we've never seen Orange Cassidy perform like? It's going to be a very intriguing match, in my opinion.
He has to do his stupid little play kicks and his play wrestling because that's what people are watching him for, to do this. I don't care about anything wrestling. This is stupid. Hey, fake thumbs up, and I don't care about anything. That's what they're wanting to see. That's what people are going to pay to see, this guy to do his stupid little play wrestler thing he's doing.
Yeah, damn. Already, Ian Dunn says, already 3 matches in, and Dave is already hating me. I mean, yeah, Pac has to win. You can give Cassidy wins if you sign another comedy-like guy. He can beat Avalon. There you go. Have him face Avalon. There you go. I thought Best Friends were going to turn on him tonight, says Chris Mack. Dave, stop watching Jim Cornette, says Red Sox fan. Just say it right now, Dave. Revolution was shit. NXT TakeOver is the pinnacle of wrestling.
How do I watch Jim Cornette?
Or listen to Jim Cornette. He's gonna play at the beginning until he gets the taste slapped out of his mouth. Then he will have a real match and lose, but look good, says Regulator. Richie Vargas says, if Pac was still doing this superhero gimmick he did with Adrian Neville, then Orange Cassidy could win, but he doesn't do that gimmick, says Richie Vargas. Dave, Kofi was throwing pancakes as world champion. You didn't complain one bit.
Yeah, I did. I hated Kofi Kingston as not showing no aggression. If we're going backwards, this isn't a WWE show, but...
Nah, he's just saying it in the chat room.
I know. Just saying the fact that a lot of us, we talked about it on here during that run, like, he doesn't act different. He acts completely the same as tag champion. That's what we complained about. But not trying to turn this into another show.
OC and Pac will be the Dark Horse match, says Chris Mack. Wow, okay.
The OC's not in this show. Wrong show.
So we both have Pac winning this match against Orange Cassidy.
You guys are fucking making me really not look forward to watching NXT. Hear Mauro Ranallo. It's the UE!
You might as well mute commentary then, Dave. Next, we have Sammy Guevara taking on Darby Allin. Darby's going to get his revenge on Sammy for dropping him on the skateboard on his neck and how he was out of action for a couple of weeks. He finally gets his match against Sammy Guevara. Oops, sorry about that. Notification on my computer. Sammy Guevara this Saturday night. This match could be a damn good one, Dave. It could probably be one of the matches of the night. What do you have going on here, Dave? Do you see a Darby with the win, or do you think Sammy pulls off the win against Darby Allin?
I mean, this match is one I've actually been looking forward to for a long time. Even before it was announced, I was like, can't wait for this. I think Darby wins simply because of what happened to him. Because, I mean, let's face it, the Inner Circle never wins. So why would they start winning now? So, I mean, yeah. I mean, it would be nice to see the Inner Circle get some type of wins. But it just seems like they lose every match they're put in. I mean, Jake might win his match against Dustin, but that would be about it besides probably Jericho. But, yeah, I mean, I think Darby wins in a classic, and I'm really Darby might have my favorite theme music. I do like Cody's too, but Darby's is really a close second because I love his song. Okay. Just that is just awesome.
Draw since neither guy actually gets to win matches, says Ian. Do you have a 20-minute time limit still on pay-per-views?
I'm sure they have, because remember they had a 6-minute time limit for the Cody and Jericho.
Well, that's true. That's a good point there. Torn with this match, says Bob Aruski. Did this man even put his fucking hands up taking the skateboard shot? It didn't look like it.
Yeah, and the skateboard just But the gimmick skateboard bent right in half.
I gotta check that one, that highlight out again after this. I think I might have missed. I might have been setting up the show there. It's on my Spotify playlist. Badass song, says Beef Stew.
Yeah.
What else here? That skateboard shot tonight. Shit, said Red Sox fan. Inner Circle will win all matches except for Jericho, says Regulator.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good one. I'm gonna go. Sammy Guevara wins. I think he'll pull off the win against Darby. I'm torn on this one. I don't know. This one's hard to choose, honestly, between the two.
Darby deserves the win simply because of all the stuff he's been doing, having great matches with Cody and Jericho, and to go out there, the stuff with Sammy now. I think he just deserves this win. Sammy's just a really great heel that losing a match like this doesn't hurt him at all.
Okay, yeah, I mean, he's taken losses already, too, to Dustin a couple of weeks ago on Dynamite. So, yeah, a loss won't hurt Sammy. It will do wonders for Darby, who hasn't really won a big match yet in AEW.
It helped showcase him, yeah. It helped really give him a big win.
But I'm going to go Sammy pulls off the win on
He's
Saturday
actually one of
night.
Jim Cornette's favorite wrestlers.
Oh, wow. And
Darby Allin.
You have Darby winning the match. Let's go to the next match of the card. We only have a couple of more matches to go through, guys. The tag team title match, Dave. The one I'm looking forward to the most. Omega and Page teaming up to take on the Young Bucks for the AEW Tag Team Championships. What happens in this match, Dave? What do you think is going to happen?
I think Omega and Page are going to retain the titles somehow, either by a DQ or a countout or some weird draw, probably. I think they keep the belts one way or another. I would not be surprised if one of these big matches, like title matches, end in some kind of draw or no contest type thing or something shenanigan-y where it's not a clean finish. One of these two big title matches, I think, has that. Either the tag team or the main event. And I think I would be pissed because if I'm paying $50, I don't want to see some crappy no finish on a pay-per-view. I hope they don't do it, but I have a feeling that's what we're going to see, some kind of no finish in one of these big matches.
I don't know about that, but
you don't think we're going to have...
I can see some type of screw finish, yeah. But I don't know about like a no finish. So you said Hangman and Omega pull off the win, keep the titles. Do you think that the Young Bucks maybe turn on them after the match? Do you think maybe something happens during the match where we get more heat between the two tag teams? Because
I'm sure like Omega might actually finally have his balls drop and stick up for his tag partner.
Wow.
I mean, geez.
Okay.
I mean, he's your partner.
Calling out Omega like that. Wow. All right.
I mean, come on. I mean, stick up with your partner. I mean, you guys are tag champions. You're playing with your elite buddies when you're supposed to be opponents with them.
Ian Dunn said, it's not like WWE where you lose 10 in a row and get gifted title matches, says Ian Dunn. Chris Mack says, this might be a question for another day post-Revolution, but where do Cody and MJF go after this pay-per-view? What's the next storyline going to be for each of those guys, you think? Again, probably a question for another day, but I figured I'd throw it out there. It's a good question, man.
Dawn of Day, where the hell the name of that pay-per-view is?
I'm gonna save that for Saturday night after that match. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna save it so I can remember it.
What's the name of that?
What are you talking about?
In Vegas?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Double or Nothing. I think they have a Double or Nothing match.
Oh, you think they have another match after the match from Saturday?
Yep.
Bob Ruger says, damn, I want Young Bucks to put themselves over, but Hangman and Omega are still early on in the reign. Why do you want the Young Bucks to win the titles? Are you saying because you want Omega or Hangman to kind of go off on their own and worry about other things? I'm talking to Bob Ruski in the chat room. Maybe he can answer that. Feud has to continue, but knowing Cody, he will win and the feud will end, says Ian Dunn. Damn. Best match of the night, says Beef Stew. Omega and Cowboy shit win. I'm gonna say they win as well. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and make a bold prediction and say that the Young Bucks turn on Omega and Page at the end of the night. After the match, they turn on Hangman and Omega. They have been
they're coming a little heelish with the whole Page stuff, but
I think they
maybe
attack Hangman,
I can see that.
and Omega's like, "What the fuck?" And then they hit him with a super kick. Just watch that. Put yourselves fucking over already, says Bob Ruski. I'm curious. This match I'm most intrigued on because I don't know who's gonna win. I think it's a toss up, and I'm wondering how they're gonna book this match between with all the heat that's going on between the two tag teams and Omega being the one stuck in the middle. I'm curious to see how they actually book this match. I'm very intrigued by it and excited for it on Saturday night. All right, Dave, we got 2 more matches left. Let's go with probably the co-main event of the night, which is MJF taking on Cody. Cody finally gets his hands on MJF after everything that he's went through, the lashes, the cage match, the not being able to touch MJF whatsoever.
Yep.
What do you think happens in this match, Dave? And do you think MJF pulls off the win against Cody?
No, because all the stuff Cody went through to finally get MJF, and he's gonna beat him. 1, 2, 3, clean in the ring. Because Brandy's probably gonna spear Wardlow.
Oh, again.
Or Arn's gonna kill a spine buster and he's gonna take him out.
if Brandy spears Warlow, my goodness
Or
gracious.
she spears MJF and that's how Cody wins too.
Oh my gosh. I think starting out Kenny will go easy, but something will trigger and he'll go off on them, says Bob Aruski. Omega should turn and go back to the cleaner, says Ian Dunn. Cody wins, yawn, says Ian Dunn. I'm going to go MJF. I think MJF wins.
Good luck with that prediction because every match it looked like Cody was about to put someone over. And nope, we talked about Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears must win this match. He has to win. Cody doesn't need to win. And then what happens? Cody wins. Anytime someone attacks Cody or does something to Cody, he beats them.
I'm going to go and say MJF wins. I think this is going to be one of the biggest wins of his career, and it's going to end up with him going on to facing maybe Moxley in the future or something around those lines. But I think MJF wins. I think MJF wins against Cody. And I don't think the feud is going to be necessarily over yet. But yeah, I think MJF gets this win on the pay-per-view. It's going to be a fun match between those two guys. All right, Dave, last but not least, Chris Jericho, Jon Moxley, one-on-one for the AEW World Championship. What do you got?
This is going to be interesting. I could see someone getting involved in this match, but I think at the end of the day, Chris Jericho is still going to be the AEW champion. Even though I have said this and I still agree with this, that Moxley is the time right now to give him the title. Because this makes the most sense. If you don't give him the title right now while he's white hot, it would make no sense not to give it to him right now. With that being said, I think Jericho is going to keep the title and keep it all the way until the next their big, or he won the title at the 1 year. What was that? All Out? Yeah, he won it all out. So I think he's going to keep it all the way to All Out and maybe lose it there to someone.
Ooh, Bob Ruski says never trust a horseman. That's a good one. That's a good one. Maybe Arn turns on Cody. That's a good. I like that. I like that, Bob Ruski.
The Rhodes and the Horsemen. There you go.
Gian Mox. Yeah, I like that, Bob. Too. Jericho retained. It's too soon to drop the belt, says Ian Dunn.
Too soon. He said the title since freaking August. It's too soon, though. He's only had it since August.
I think Jericho finds a way to keep the title, says Steven. Let's see here.
Even though I think they should give Moxley the belt, because what other reason did you bring him over for if not to give him the world title?
I think Moxley wins and they continue the feud and they have another match. Oh, then that'll be 3 months away.
For what?
The next pay-per-view, I believe, right? That they would face each other. So
Hey.
I'm gonna go. Oh man, I want to say Moxley. Like deep down, I think Moxley's gonna win, but I'm gonna go the same route as you and say that Jericho finds some way to win. Some way, somehow, maybe Lance Archer shows up. You know, something around those lines. I think Jericho retains the title and keeps it after Saturday night.